Good afternoon, everybody. How are y'all doing?
Good. Doing good.
Awesome. So last week we visited this new song, and it's called Cumberland Gap. Does anybody remember how it goes?
Yeah, sort of. It's in Tennessee.
Yeah. So it's a little bit new. So I'm gonna go over it first, and then you guys are gonna sing it after me, and then we'll sing it together, or we'll just do it however we do it in the process. All right. So it goes. Lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap. Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. We're going down to Cumberland Gap. Makes sense? All right, so let's focus on the first line, all right? Just make sure we got that going. Make sure it's fresh in our minds, all right? So we'll do this thing called echo singing, all right? So I'll sing it, and then when I point to you, you guys sing it, okay? So we're going to go right here. And lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
Lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. We're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. We're all down to Cumberland Gap.
So let's visit this last section real quick. It's we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. All right? It's a really short word. We are right here, so it's we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. All right, so I'll sing it, and I'll point to you for you guys to sing, all right? We're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
We're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Awesome. So let's sing these last little bit together, all right? I'll point to me and I'll point to you, all right? So, Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. We're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap. We're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Awesome, awesome. Sounds like we're slowly getting our grasp back on this song because it sounds amazing. So, let's think about this song. Also, side note, you know what my favorite part about this song is? If you're bad at words and you don't really remember things that well, it's the same word over and over and over again in the second half of the song. Isn't that the best part? I think it's awesome. Excuse me, I'm going to move this. So, let's take a little time and break down this song and see if we can find some unique qualities and really figure out why did Chase choose this song for us to learn, all right? So, let's continue with our echo singing and put on our special listening ears and find out what's so unique about this song, all right? So, we're only going to sing these first two lines, all right? So let's pretend this isn't even here right now. Focusing right here. I'll sing it, and I'll point to you guys, and you guys sing it, all right? So, lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
Lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
So, can anyone tell me what they think is so unique about this song? Something that stood out to them? Yes, Madeline.
It moves a lot.
It does move a lot. It's a pretty motiony song. Isabel?
It's high.
It's high. Mostly it's like right here on the little nap part. Yeah.
Is it that the nap is really long?
It is long, but it is long. But that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Let's take a little more attention and focus on the pitches, all right? Everything you guys said is 100% right. It's a little high, it's a little long in certain areas. Let's focus on where the notes exactly lie, all right? So, I'll sing it. Oh, I'm sorry, were you going to say something? All right, cool. So, I'll sing to me. Oh, I'll sing to me. And then I'll point to you guys, okay? So, lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
Lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap.
Now, let's pay a little bit more attention whenever we're thinking about what's so unique to the last end of this song right here, specifically Cumberland Gap. Is there anything that sounds a little bit different to you guys? Isabel?
The Cumberland's kind of low.
It is kind of low, exactly. Great job. It's a little bit low than some of the other aspects of the song, and we're going to pay a little bit more attention to that in just a minute. Let's sing the second half of the song and see if we can listen in and see if maybe it happens again. Focusing on the pitches, okay? So, I'll point to me, I'll point to you guys, okay? So, Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap.
Now, does anybody notice anything a little bit unique in the second half of the song? Yes, Isabel?
The last Cumberland does the same thing as the Cumberland.
Yes, exactly. So, what Isabel said was, on the first half of this song, Cumberland, right here, sounds a little bit lower than a certain part of the other song, and then it happens again right here. Oh, excuse me, how did that happen? Oh my, that's for later. All right, yes, it's a little bit lower than the rest, specifically than do. Does everybody remember what do is? Yes, hand sign, this is do. It's like our home, and it's always going to be like the most in tune with us. No, it's like our best friend, you know? So it's going to be a little bit lower. So let's compare this lower note with do, all right? So we have you don't have to do hand signs. I'm just doing this. It's Now, I'm going to ask you guys to do a little thing. We're going to have thumbs up if you think that note is a little bit higher than do, or thumbs down if you think it's a little bit lower than do, all right? I don't want anyone to look at other people, so let's all close our eyes and just put your thumbs up again if you think it's higher than do, or thumbs down if you think it's lower than do, all right? So, thumbs up or down if you think it's higher or lower than do. Awesome, awesome. So, everyone got it 100% correct, because we already actually said what the answer was. Cumberland, that little weird note, is lower than do. Alright, so now let's transition this into what you guys already saw earlier, because I accidentally touched the board. Alright? This little thing, we're going to use our solfege, and we're going to use our solfege syllables. Alright? Our little hand signs and stuff like that. So before we even sing this song, our solfege, we're going to review what we have going on over here. So the D's on these lines is do. The R's is re, and is mi, and sol, and la, right? So, can anybody remember where do is? We already said it today. Can someone show me what do is? Yes, right here. Do is this. Do we remember what re is? Yes.
It's a roof.
It's a roof. Excellent little trick. Re is the roof, or raise the roof.
Raise the roof.
So, does anybody remember where mi is? Yes, a little bit, a couple degrees lower, and we got a flat line. That's mi. What about sol? Yes, we're going to take that mi, we're going to make it like this. All right, it's going to be sol. And what about la? We're going to curve it right there. Excellent. All right, so here's how we're going to go about singing our solfege, all right? So, I'm going to point at it. We're not going to focus on really the rhythmic aspects of it, because we're focusing on pitch today. All right, so we're going to go sing this first line right here, and we're going to go mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, la. So we're not really doing, we just want to get those notes in our heads, all right? Because eventually we're going to get to the second staff right here, where we have these little mystery notes right here, where Cumberland should be, all right? So, I sing this really slow with our hand signs, all right? So, let's get our hand signs ready. Again, I'm going to show you how it goes. We're going to go mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, la. All right? So let's try that together. As a class, ready? 1, 2. Mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, la. Awesome. Let's do that one more time, all right? So, 1, 2. Mi. Oh, I'm so
I
sorry.
think it was the next one. Like when you touch it.
just go.
Oh, it went to the next one?
I think so.
Oh, it definitely did.
Yep.
Let's do that one more time. So, 1 and 2. Mi, re, do, mi, sol, sol, la. So, now let's take this to the second half of it. Now, you might be asking me, James, how are we going to sing X? That's not something we've done before. So I thought, hey, let's take X. X looks cool. Let's take our arms and we're going to go, ha. All right, we're not going to make any sounds at all. So here's how it's going to go. We're going to go, sol, mi, do, 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 do. All right, now, I think of like samurais and stuff like that. They have those swords and they're like, ha. All right, so we need to have a lot of energy so we can keep it going, all right? So let me see y'all's X's go, ha, ha, Awesome, awesome. So, we're going to go sol, mi, do, 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 do. All right? So, one, let's remember our hand sign. So we're starting on sol. Where's sol? Awesome, you guys beat me to it right here. Sol. So, 1 and 2. Sol, mi, do, 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 do. Let's do both lines together. You think you're up for that challenge?
Yeah.
I think we are too, because you guys are sounding awesome right now. So, 1, 2, starting right and here. Mi, re, do, do, mi, mi, sol, sol, la. Sol, mi, do, 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 do. Awesome, awesome. So, we did great right here. And now let's move on to our next slide. So, I'll sing it first, just so we get it. We're going to continue with our solfege signs, all right? So it's going to go mi, mi, re, do, mi, mi, sol, la, sol, mi, do, 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 do. And if this kind of freaks you out a little bit, this second line is the same exact second line as the one that we just did, all right? So the only new thing is this first line right here, all right? So again, it's going to go mi, mi, re, do, mi, mi, sol, la. All right, sound awesome? All right, cool. Let's go with it together, focusing on this first line right here, or this first staff right here. All right, so get our hands ready. 1, 2, ready, and mi, mi, re, do, mi, mi, sol, la. Awesome. One more time. 1 and go. Mi, mi, re, do, mi, mi, sol, la. Now, let's do both of them together since we already know the second line, all right? So, one more time. Both of them together, okay? So, 1, 2, both lines, and go. Mi, mi, re, do, mi, mi, sol, la. Sol, mi, do, 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 do. Now, before we move on to our next and final activity, let's just remember, we're putting X here because it's a little bit lower and we're not quite familiar with it. All right, so that's where the Cumberland is supposed to be. So let's go back and looking at our words just so we can have it for a little bit of reference. All right, so let's read this thing nice and quiet. I'm going to pass out some special instruments. All right. Madeline, here's that was for you. And if you guys want to sit on the floor to make it a little bit more comfortable for you guys, you're more than welcome to. Here's your mallet. All right. I'll put one here. Here's one for you, Isabel. Would you like to join us in the front? Awesome. So I'll bring this one just for you. This one's going to be a special one. You're going to stand up so you'll be able to see us because I just figured, hey, if you want to have the cool. Hey, here's a melon for you, Isabel. There you go. So these notes are going to correspond. Let's make sure we have our mallets and just keep them to our sides right here. Let's not touch the bells at all. I'm going to show you how this goes, all right? It's going to correspond perfectly with our song. All right, so everyone, look at what we have going on here. So, what is this? We're going to use this first right here, all right? So it's going to go, so it's lay down, boys, and take a look. Notice on the fast things, I'm kind of like being a little bit faster. Let's make sure we don't go crazy and like freak out, all right? It's just a simple, all right? So can everyone do that for me? Just take and go. It's like a little bounce. Yes. Yours is going to be a little bit louder because you have a different mouth. That's going to be A-OK. All right, so I'm going to show it to you guys one more time. So it's lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles till Cumberland Gap. All right? You guys don't have to sing. I'll sing, but make sure you guys are playing along with me, all right? So you guys didn't have to play that time. We're all going to play together now, all right? So Let's see that, like that block that says A right there. Let's make sure that's where we're starting right here. Awesome. Yes, and yours is going to echo a little bit, but that'll be A-OK. All right, so focusing on that first line right here. All right, ready? And 1 and 2 and lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles to Cumberland Gap. Oh, that sounded so awesome. You know, you guys are the first class there that actually got it right the first time around. So let's do that one more time, all right? And we'll move on to the second line combined, all right? So 1 and 2 and lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles to Cumberland Gap. Awesome, awesome, yeah. So yours is going to be like, but you executed it perfectly to get them to stop making sound. All right? So the second line is Cumberland, excuse me, Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. All right, I'll do that one more time. So it's Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. All right? So we're going to start right here. Same place we started last time where that A is. So let's play it together. All right, so 1 and 2 and Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. Awesome, let's do that one more time. Right here, starting place, and 1 and 2. Cumberland Gap, Cumberland Gap, we're all going down to Cumberland Gap. Awesome, awesome. You guys think we can do it all together? Well, you guys want to go over section by section one more time? Awesome, let's go section by section, all right? So we're going to
Solfege with it again, because I keep messing the one part up.
the solfege? Yes, let's look at it right here. Here it is, right here. So, it's lay down, boys, and take a little nap. That helps a lot?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So let's make sure we're taking special attention right here. Find your starting place. Awesome. So, 1 and 2 and lay down, boys, and take a little nap. 14 miles to Cumberland Gap. Awesome. Does that help a lot?
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So, you know, I think we should focus on this side just a little bit more, and then we'll call it a day. All right? Nobody's sounding bad at all. We're sounding awesome. All right. So let's go one more time with our bells. All right. 1 and 2 and. Awesome. High fives all around. High fives all around. All around. All around. All right. Bells sound awesome. You guys sound awesome when you were singing. We're going to try these bells a little bit later so we can keep going on because who doesn't like playing bells? It's a fun little thing, all right?